how is everyone doing today? I hope that you are having a fab day today and that you're being kind to yourselves. So, I'm doing a snowy escape build. Wow, it feels like a long time since I've recorded anything. I mean, it's been about a week, but like, it feels like a long time. Anyway, yes, hello, I'm back. Anyway, yes, so I'm building in Mt.Komerbi. I don't even know what it's called. That's bad. We're off to a bad start. That's alright. Hopefully it'll get better from here. Anyway, yes, we're building in the new world and I'm building a house using pretty much all of the items that came in the pack. Now, originally I had wanted to build a house with just base game and the Snowy Escape pack. However, I'm really bad at limiting myself on packs, so I do use a few other packs in this build, although having said that, I honestly think I only use like 2 other packs, I'm pretty sure, and the items I use, you know, you can easily replace them. It's just I was really picky about how everything turned out, so like I needed to use those exact things, but I'll talk about them as we see them. But yeah, the kind of thing I wanted to go for this house, I started off by doing a few different styles and I kind of had shells just to plan out and things, because that's what I like to do. I like to kind of plan out and get an idea of where I'm going with it. So this is one of the shells I started with, and like I'm rebuilding it now, but this is a style I wanted to go with. I actually asked my friend like which one would she like to see me do, and she picked this one. So this is what I'm going with, and I really love this house. Yeah, so I decided to go for kind of basing it off of a few of the different traditional features you'd find in a Japanese house, like the shape of it and things like that, the roofing, but I also added like quirky modern touches to it. So you can see the roofing at the side there, how it's like a wave and it doesn't meet evenly. Like I've made a feature of that, that it doesn't line up and it just looks a little bit off. Like I played a lot with symmetry in this house and having things off kilter a little bit and stuff, and I had a lot of fun playing with that sort of thing. So yeah, that was interesting, and also I was playing with platforms because they were new. Now I've not done anything crazy with platforms yet. I've seen some amazing things that people have been doing with the platforms, like doing loft rooms where you can have like the bedroom up and you can have like a space underneath to put, I don't know, a living room or something. And I've also seen people using it to make functional bunk beds and stuff. Like, it's amazing what people are doing. I'm yet to experiment with all that stuff. I actually only just was able to build this yesterday because I got a new PC. So yeah, I wasn't able to play around with the update much because I didn't have my computer. I had my new one getting set up. But that is super exciting. I've got my new PC and oh my gosh, The Sims runs so fast on this thing. Like also editing, like my editing process usually took like hours and hours even for like a really short video because my computer was so slow that I really struggled to run the program. But now like I could edit it so quickly. It honestly took me about, I want to say like no more than half an hour to edit this video, if that, just because everything ran so quickly. It played through it really quickly, whereas normally it like stutters all the way through and it's just the most painful process, but it was actually fun this time. So that's good. I'm super excited and happy about that. I'm really chuffed with it. So hopefully it continues to be fast and it's not just because it's new. But anyway, yeah, so I didn't have much time to play around with platforms. So I did pretty simple layout where you had like the drop area, like the lower area when you walk in, because apparently that's quite traditional in those homes, and then you have the slightly raised kind of main living space, and then I have a bit at the back that drops down to the kitchen, and also a little area that drops down to the bathroom area, which you'll see when we get to it. But yeah, here I was playing around with this. I basically was looking at a bunch of pictures of Japanese houses because I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know anything about Japanese architecture or anything like that. It's not something I ever looked into. And that is really bad on my part. It made me realise how much I haven't explored with different cultural styles and stuff in the game when it comes to building, which this was really challenging for me because it was so unfamiliar. Like I've not really seen any like Japanese inspired houses in real life or anything like that. So it was very unfamiliar to me, but it was a really good challenge. So I think I'm gonna try and include more like different styles of houses in the builds that I do, because it was a good challenge. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But yeah, so I just oh my gosh, this fireplace, I had to cut so much of it out because I was just sitting there going through all the different swatches for ages thinking, oh my gosh, you know, this fireplace is just absolutely amazing. It is so gorgeous. I'm going to use that fireplace all the time now. Oh, I love it. Anyway, yeah, so here we have like the main like living space. Now you will see a difference between what we end with in the speed build, and then I actually went back into my game to just play test it and just check everything was okay. And I just was like moving like the odd bit around, or like if something had been deleted because I hadn't put move objects on or anything like that. I was just going around and fixing the odd little bit, and then I kind of got carried away and just started editing things in the house. Like nothing too crazy. I mean, the biggest change will be outside, but I don't think you needed to see that process. It's fine. But I forgot, you know, I should probably record it, so you might notice a few odd changes. So I was just gonna say, like the seats there in the living room, I put them at a 90-degree angle off camera because right now I've slightly turned them, which is something I do all the time. But I thought, no, it's probably more in sync to have them at 90-degree angle. You know, just more formal Japanese sort of thing. So yeah, I just go back and I change that. And here I was playing with the blinds. I didn't really know what to do with those blinds. Also, I don't know if it's just my game, but I had a glitch with the blinds where they like sink into the middle of the glass of the window, so you have to move the window. Like you see it there happening. Is that a glitch? I presume it is. I don't presume they're meant to be like that. So yeah, you just have to move the window, put the blinds, and then put the window back. Which is not like that big of a deal. It's fine. But yeah, here I was just using those new shelves. I actually use them quite a few times in different ways. I put them there as like a little like shoe rack sort of area, I guess. So that was nice. I use it outside as well as like a bench. Like they actually work. I mean, obviously it's not a functional bench, but like they actually work really well to use them for a bunch of different stuff. I put a lot of plants around the house, just because, right, so my style is quite a minimalist style as it is, like in real life. Like I like nice, clean, streamline, not too much clutter and all that sort of stuff. So this style works pretty well for me, but at the same time, I'm getting used to cluttering a place up. So now I look at this place and I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks so empty. So I was putting a bunch of plants just here and there because I felt like they kind of worked with the minimalist sort of aesthetic, I guess. But the thing I found the worst to try and make work, well not make work, like the worst for me to feel comfortable with was the kitchen. I felt like it looked really empty, especially as we have these gorgeous kitchen counters with these shelves. I didn't want to put loads of clutter in the shelves because I didn't want it to look messy. So I left them reasonably empty. I did put stuff in them, but I didn't bombard them with anything. But yeah, I absolutely love the kitchen set that came with this pack. And you'll notice the cooker doesn't have that lip at the back. That's the first cooker we've had in the game that doesn't have that. So you could use that in islands and stuff. Like whenever I want to do island kitchens, I always have to stop myself because the only time I can do it is when I use CC. But now we can do it. So that's great. But yeah, so here you see it's like a sunken area for the kitchen, and I am absolutely in love with those windows. Those ones and the square ones of like that version are absolutely gorgeous. Like, because that's the style of windows you get in so many new builds. And if you have been around my channel at all, you'll see that I predominantly do modern builds. And those windows are going to work so perfectly for all my modern builds. And that bin, I absolutely love that bin. It's so gorgeous. Just because it's just so minimal. I love it. I love it so much. It's really my aesthetic too. But yeah, so that's the main like living space you see there. And now there's like this hallway area where we have like, I just leave it pretty empty. It's more of an open space than anything. Oh, also I should probably say, you might have noticed a bunch of the items are coming up as like, I had like loads of new items in the game. That is because, like I said, I've just switched over to my new PC, so it was coming up with like, all the packs had just been freshly installed. So that was a little bit annoying because it came up saying that everything was new, so I had to like filter through things differently. But yeah, just in case you were wondering, that's why that happened. But yeah, I kept the hallway pretty empty, I guess. It's just more of an open space. And then here you can see I'm just kind of adding a few bits of clutter and stuff. but like I just wasn't sure how much to put because obviously you can see it all, so yeah. And then I was trying to be careful here about using just base game or what came with the pack. This is when I think I decided, oh, I should probably try and keep it just base game in the pack. But by that point, I think I might have used, so the flooring is what I used. Like, you'll see the tile flooring I used was from Spa Day, and I just thought it worked so perfectly for this build that I couldn't not use it. So I did, and then the wood flooring is from Eco Lifestyle. And then that big patio door at the back there, that's from Island Living. And I do use the room dividers in that entrance like covered area, but I take them away after recording, so they're not there anymore. So if you don't have those packs, I think that is all that I used that wasn't from Snowy Escape or base game. So you'll just be missing the back door and the floorings. So that's easily replaceable. Yeah, I think that's it. That's something I do wish, though, that came with this pack. I mean, I'm so happy with the build buy, like, it is stunning. But I do find it strange that there was no big glass patio door, because you have these gorgeous Japanese doors here. They are so beautiful, and they work perfectly with these modern windows. They do work perfectly, and they also work, we have windows that are more matching to them, but we don't have a big glass door that matches these modern glass windows. I just feel like there wasn't a door that was as streamlined as them that I would have liked. But there's a little office space. I could leave that pretty empty because I feel like it's more of like a focus zone. And also I did this kind of like it was a holiday home more than a residential, but it obviously could work easily as a residential. So I thought the office space, they're not going to use that much, are they? So it's more of another space. You could turn it into another bedroom if you wanted. It has 2 bedrooms in this property. But like I say, the office could be a bedroom. And then this is the downstairs bathroom, and yeah, we've got the little separate toilet room, and then we've got the main bath space here. And I think this bathroom turns out so relaxing. I pop a little seat, and then I actually, off camera, I go back and I sink this shower area down just 1 level with the platforms. And I put the little stool with the bucket that came with the pack, I pop that in the shower as well. Yeah, like I say, I'm just trying to use as many of the items as possible, but also making it look like I've not just like chucked everything in. So yeah, I just I try and play around with. Oh, I think also some of the other items, it just reminded me, yeah, here. I use a bunch of candles and like little lantern things, so those candles there came from Spa Day. So if you don't have Spa Day, you'll be missing the tile flooring and those candles. But like that's not a big deal. And then I use the candles in the little flower candle holders. I use them outside, they're from City Living, and I use a lot of them. You'll see what I do in a little bit. But yeah, I really love the way this, oh, and the Jungle Adventure mirror. Gosh, I'm just seeing, because I built this yesterday, I can't really remember everything I included. I love that Jungle Adventure mirror, I use it so much. It's just so gorgeous, like I would love a mirror like that, the big ones that you just lean against the walls. I think it's so gorgeous, and it has so many lovely swatches too. Yeah, so here upstairs is the, I mean, I make it a kid's bedroom, but it could be any kind of bedroom. And I like split the rooms, so you have like the play area and then you have the bedroom, because it was a bit of a weird shape to fit in up here. So yeah, I was trying to find out a good floor plan that worked, and I felt like this was the best that worked. But I mean, you could possibly try and fit 3 bedrooms. I mean, you could fit 3 bedrooms up here if you put a little hallway next to the stairs and just had a smaller bedroom like at the back or something. So you could definitely do that. It's just I decided to do like a bigger room here and have it split to have it like a separate space, just because I thought it's nice. Like I think that'd be really nice in a kid's room, because kids have like a lot of toys and stuff, and you obviously don't want them around the house and stuff, but you also don't want to be playing where you sleep, because then that's like your active zone, but it's also meant to be your relaxation zone. So I think it's nice to have a little separate area for that. Also, I apologize if you can hear my voice is like slowly going because I've been outside with the dogs, so like it's cold, and like I'm just feeling bunged up, and as I'm talking my voice is getting weaker and weaker. So I'm sorry, maybe by the end my voice will be gone. Yeah, here we have just a little simple hallway entrance bit up there. And then this is the like master bedroom. Now you'll see the roof is clipping through the walls there. I do fix that off camera, so when you download it, it'll be fine. But the problem is, it's a glitch, and I hope it gets updated, although I don't think it will, because it's a glitch like, I don't know if you watched my snowy cabin build, but basically if you make like a double height room, so you have like the stairs going up and the railing, and you cordon that room off and you delete the flooring of part of it so you can look down and it's a double height space. If you have a roof on top of the ground floor, the roof will clip through the wall because it changes that space. It's not really counted as a room anymore. And the same thing happens when you use platforms on the first floor, like up here. I've used a platform, you go up into the bedroom. So it's changed the fact that it's not classed as a room now, so the roof clips through slightly. So what I had to do was I just had to put a wall separating the entrance to the bedroom and the actual bedroom space. And then I just had to make sure, you know, you had the platform. But that's what I had to do. I just had to separate into two different spaces because for some reason, it wasn't classing that whole space as a room, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. But then, you know, I tried to keep it as open air as possible because that's why I wanted it to feel nice and open and spacious, and it had a good flow. And I felt like putting a wall and putting an archway in kind of ruined that, but it doesn't look too bad at all. So yeah, here you'll see I popped that little, I'm pretty sure it's from Tiny Living, that little end table stool thing. I changed that out for the one that came with Snowy Escape. So yeah, there's a few items that I use because I think they look great, but then when I go back, I'm trying to find as many items as I can replace as possible without losing, you know, the look and feel of it. They're one of the items I change out, so don't worry about that if you don't have Tiny Living. So hopefully, I haven't actually checked what packs are definitely in this, but I'm thinking there's only like 3. So yeah, out here, I really wanted to try and use platforms for roofing in some way, but because we had the most of the build done, I wanted a covered area at the back for like, to use the outdoor fireplace, because like I say, I wanted to use as many items as possible, but like obviously I wanted to make it look like it fitted and it wasn't just chucked in for the sake of it. So yeah, I made this little covered terrace area, and then I used the little platforms just as like covering part of it because I felt like the trellis area it just looked a bit much really to cover that whole area. So I only did it for a slight bit of it at the back there, and then you'll see we have like this really cute pond on the left. You'll see when we do that. I really, really love the way it turned out. I can't wait to show you. So that's probably my favourite part of the build actually. But yeah, I love this outdoor patio bit at the back. It does change a little bit off camera. I mean, not the actual patio, but the back garden does change a little bit. I love that picnic bench with the like rug bits over them and those plant pots. I used that collection of plants I think about 5 or 6 times in this build because they have loads of good swatches, so you can change them up. But they're so gorgeous. Look at them. Oh, I love them. Oh, I love them so much. So yeah, here I am using some different lanterns and that. Those ones came from City Living, and those ones as well, and those are the ones I use predominantly outside. So yeah. Yeah, I like that little space. I think it's really cute because it's nice during the day. You can be out in the sun if you want, or it's still a bit sheltered if the weather's a bit rubbish, you know? And then I used these rain chains. I popped them along here because I thought they could also be a little bit of a feature, and I play around with the colours and stuff. I changed them to like an orangey shade, and then I kind of go back and I eventually stay with the white, so I cut that out because I was a bit indecisive there, and we don't need to see me being indecisive for ages. Yeah, I put one of those little end tables again, but I switched that one out too for the one that came in the pack. And yeah, I'm just going for like a really, I don't know, it's just a really nice cozy atmosphere with all the candles I put everywhere, because at night it just looks so relaxing, and that's the kind of vibe I get from this holiday home. I feel like this is like definitely the kind of place you've had like a long day out doing your winter activities, or you know, whatever your Sims are doing, or going hiking or whatever, and this is definitely the kind of place they come back and it's just an ultra relaxation zone. So yeah, that's definitely the vibe I went for. So you could come back and you could sit outside and have some food and just really relax, and it's soothing. It's like a spa. But yeah, here this area changes a bit off camera, but I will show you guys that. I'm just playing around with, I wanted to have a kind of little rock garden sort of thing. I wasn't sure what really to put in that space at first. I do go back and I put a pool in, because I feel like you can't really have a holiday home without a pool. Maybe that's just me, because I think when I go on holiday, it's usually somewhere warm because we're in a cold country, so then usually there's a pool. But yes, I do end up putting like a kind of like a dip pool kind of thing in. So like I say, it does change, because right now I'm like, what I really want to put here, because there wasn't much space to put much. So I was footering around with what items I could put. So yeah, you see me doing that for a little bit. And then I felt like it just looked a bit empty. And that's why when I came back, I just started adding things and just changing things gradually. And then before I know it, it just transformed, and I was like, oh wow. But yeah, I'm just trying to find a way to cordon it off a little bit, because we're right at the edge of the lot. There wasn't much I could do. And then here is where I'm adding this rockery sort of area around the pond, and I really love it. I did want to change the watercolour, but all the different watercolours that would work came with different packs. I was like, no, stick with the base game. But I really love the way it looks with all the rocks. I love doing this with ponds, like popping the rocks around. I just think it adds so much, but then I go around and I bung a load of candles and stuff, and I think it just creates like the most perfect atmosphere. I'm probably going to do that in a lot of my builds to do a snowy escape, because that's just the vibe I get immediately, is this like lanterns and stuff, and it being like super relaxation-y and all that. That's the kind of thing I get, and I'm excited to do a snowy build up in one of the mountain lots and do something kind of like this. I think that'll be really fun to play around with. But yeah, like I say, I'm just popping them all and some of the lily pads, and you'll see me popping the candles in just a second. But yeah, so you'll see kind of at night the nice like glow it has, but we'll go check out. What I'll do is I'll do another first person camera tour, because I quite like doing that. I think it's more interesting than just screenshots. We'll do that. We'll do one during the daytime, and I think we'll hop over into nighttime as well, so you can see what it looks like properly at night, because it does truly transform at night. It's so gorgeous. It's very romantic. Like, I could just imagine sitting there in the evening with a little picnic blanket just over by that rockery area. Very cute. Yeah, so here I was trying to figure out what to do at the front. I went through a few different phases with this. I wasn't entirely sure. Oh, I actually do switch lots as well. Originally I'm building this on the lot that James Turner built the bar or something it was on. The lounge, I think it was the lounge. But I switched it to the one that Deli built her holiday home on. Not for any particular reason. I think it's just I ended up putting it down over there at one point because I switched saves or something for the weather, and that's just where I put it down. I decided it looked a little bit better. So here I am just covering, because I raised the house up one on the foundation, these walls, so you see they have a trim all the way around. I could put the trim around all of the house except the little wall area, because you can't change the trim unless it's part of a room. And those walls are not part of a room, so I couldn't change the trim. So what I had to do was just kind of blend it in and cover it up with some rocks. So that's what I did there. Yeah, so then I'm just furnishing this little, I don't know what to call it, little entryway, I guess. Yeah, I'm just furnishing that. Like I say, I used that shelf there as a bench, even though it's not functional, but it looks nice. And yeah, here I am switching that around because I found the activity table. I forgot we got the activity table, and I thought, yeah, I need to use that, so I fitted that in upstairs, and I'm just popping a few different lights and things like that, filling the space up a little bit. Okay, so here is the finished house. Now you might notice a few differences. Like I said, I've removed the room dividers from this front bit here. I just popped half wall instead, and I think that works quite nicely there, so you'll notice the difference. And then also I apologise if it's so jittery, because I got a new computer. The keyboard I'm using, the keys are all in different places, so I'm trying to get used to that, so I'm sorry. But here's the entrance area, and let's go have a little look around at the side bit just beside the rockery, because I think this area here is so cute. Like, imagine just sitting here like during the day or in the evening time. Like, it's so relaxing just to be sitting tucked around the corner, because it's quite private too, isn't it? Yeah, so let's hop inside then and you can see what the house looks like. So this is us inside, and to the left we have just a little bit. We can't forget the shoes off sign here, and then I popped a little sand area just to use the platforms and make kind of like a little feature. And we have the shoe area there, and then this is the living space, and like I said, I moved those seats to a 90-degree angle. I just changed them up, and I popped those little wooden things on the wall above the fireplace because I felt like it was a bit empty. There was something missing from here, and I just think that that filled the space nicely. So yeah, that works. I really like that part of the house. And then we have the table with a nice big corner window so you can look out, and then this is down the kitchen. And like I say, I popped a little bit of clutter. You can see a little bit of clutter here and there, but I didn't go overboard with it because it just looked a bit messy because everything's on view, so I didn't really want that, you know. But yeah, that's the kitchen there, and let's hop back up this little platform. I love these platforms so much. Like, they make all the difference, even if you're just using them really simply, like for literally one slight section of the house, just to do it raised or lowered, like it makes all the difference. Yeah, this is a little hallway, not much going on here, it's just nice open space. And then down to the study. Like I say, I didn't put too much in the study, just a few little activities, and I left it as more of like a focus zone, you know? But yeah, you can have a little peek at the people sitting out there on the seat, or, you know, a peek out the back, I guess. But yeah, I really love the platforms. I do think they make all the difference. Like, even if you're to do just a little sunken living room or a sunken kitchen or something, it just adds a lot more dimension, especially to new builds. You know, a lot of split leveling is in new builds. So it's nice to be able to do that. It's a bit of realism, isn't it? I love this bathroom. It's honestly like a spa. Yeah, I put this divider because we have a giant window and, you know, privacy maybe a little bit might be a concern. So yeah, nice area, little sunken shower. I love it. It's so gorgeous. Honestly, it does. It doesn't feel like a house, does it? I mean, it feels like a fancy person's house. I mean, I wouldn't know. Just me, average person. I don't know what this kind of house is like to live in. But yeah, let's hop up the stairs. And I said this before, last time I used this camera, I need to use doorways and like stairs and stuff when I'm in this camera mode, because otherwise I just feel uncomfortable. But yeah, here is the little bedroom. It's a really nice space. I think it's a bit of a strange room, but also like it kind of works. I like that it feels like a completely different room. It does. It feels like they have a playroom and a sleeping room, so that's nice. Yeah. So I love this bedroom, honestly. This colour scheme is so relaxing. Because the bed has that pink, that kind of rose goldy pink, and then the sheet is blue and it matches the wall. I love it. Got some oh, you know what? Those pictures are actually pretty straight. I just eyeballed them when I was putting them on, but like the angle I was at was not the best angle to do it at, so I was like, yeah, sure, I'm sure that's fine. But actually, you know what? I'm pretty chuffed with how straight they are. They're not perfect, but they're pretty straight. So yeah, there's a little platform roof that we did, you can see. And let's hop to the master. I popped that table. I love that. It's like a snowboard. I think that is so great. Like, the furniture they've got in this pack is just such a great mix of traditional and like a more modern take on, you know, the winter sports and stuff. Here's the actual bathroom. Yeah, little shower. Nice, pretty simple. And this is what I did with the split leveling. I just popped a wall and put an archway that, you know, it still leaves it pretty open, so you don't notice, and it works. I've had my sim come in and out of here. Yep, I love this bedroom. Again, it's got the same sort of colour scheme as next door, but I just think it's so relaxing. This green with this sort of pinky colours, and again I've got that jungle adventure mirror because I love it, and I put a little texture on the walls just to make it a little bit cozier. Yeah, let's hop outside and I'll show you that space out there. I'll show you what I've changed as well. Whoa, we're hitting the wall. Let's go. And this is the patio area here. I absolutely love this space so much. Like, it's not a very big space. That's what I like about this back garden is I thought at first it's a bit small, but actually, like, it's nice that it's more intimate. And then you have this bit, obviously you can look over it and you can see the rockery, or if someone's sitting over there. Honestly, I would sit on that bit of sand over there and read my book, and it would just be the best. It would be the best life. Honestly, that sounds like the dream. I just love finding like a nice little area and doing something like that. It's so relaxing. But yeah, here's what we changed. I just made this sand area with the rockery bigger and popped a few more bits in here, and then here we have a little dip pool instead of having a lot of planter boxes and stuff, and it's nice and private. Got a tree, got those nice lights, and a little lounge chair. Right now it's the evening time, so it hasn't really got much sun, but during the day it gets a little bit of sun. So yeah, that is it. Now let me hop over into nighttime and you can see what this space looks like. Okay, so this is it at nighttime, and I think this place is so soothing. Like, I can just imagine how peaceful it is. I mean, to be able to sit and just look at all, like, oh, it's just so magical. I think it is so, it's so cozy, but like it's really like homey, you know, like it doesn't feel very extravagant. It feels like while the house is pretty modern and open, like the outdoor space feels so intimate and lovely, and this area looks really nice at night. Like having all these candles everywhere, I could just imagine how happy I would be here. Like here, right here. This is where I'm gonna sit. This is my spot. I'm gonna sit here and read my book. That's what I'm gonna do. But that is it. That is the tour. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you like the build. It will be on the gallery for you to download. My ID is RibbityYT. If you did enjoy, please remember to like and subscribe. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Bye bye!